Admiral Helena Chen stood motionless before the massive viewport of the ESS Vengeance, her weathered face illuminated by the distant stars. Behind her, the command deck remained eerily silent as officers monitored their stations, too afraid to break the tension that hung in the recycled air. "Play it again," she ordered, her voice devoid of emotion. The holographic display flickered to life in the center of the deck. The footage had been viewed countless times already, but protocol demanded they confirm before executing their orders. The colony of New Eden appeared a prosperous settlement of nearly 2 million humans on the outer rim. Then came the Vrexian warships, their distinctive curved hulls sliding into orbit without warning or declaration. What followed was genocide. Concentrated plasma volleys turned cities to ash. Orbital strikes left craters where schools and hospitals once stood. The colony's meager defensive fleet was obliterated within minutes. "Enough," Chen said, closing her eyes briefly. Tactical status of the fleet. Commander Jackson looked up from his console. "All 500 warships report ready, Admiral. The Ark vessels are safely behind Jupiter. Earth Defense Command confirms authorization code Omega Black." Chen nodded, her gaze drifting to the small wooden box on her command station, a gift from her grandson, who had been studying xenobiology on New Eden. Inside was a polished stone he'd collected from the colony's shoreline. It was all that remained of him now. "The Galactic Council is hailing us again," Communications Officer Patel announced. "They're requesting we stand down, claiming the Vrexian attack was unauthorized." A bitter smile crossed Chen's lips. For decades, humanity had played by the Council's rules: limited expansion, restricted weapons development, forced technological sharing. Earth had been the model galactic citizen, despite being one of the newest species to achieve faster-than-light travel. They had trusted the Council's promise of protection. That trust had cost 2 million lives. "Send our response," Chen ordered. Patel hesitated. "The same one as before, Admiral?" "Yes, word for word." The message was simple: you had your chance. High Counselor D. Vex shifted uncomfortably in his ceremonial robes as he addressed the emergency session of the Galactic Council. Representatives from 300 species filled the vast chamber on Centauri Prime, the political hub of galactic civilization. "The humans are not responding to diplomatic channels," he announced, his 4 eyes blinking nervously. "Our intelligence suggests they have mobilized their entire fleet. The Vrexian representative has already been dealt with for their species' unsanctioned aggression, but Earth seems unsatisfied with this resolution." Murmurs rippled through the chamber. The Vrexian Empire had been a founding member of the Council, their technological prowess and military might unquestioned for millennia. They had viewed humanity's rapid advancement as a threat and acted unilaterally, a clear violation of Council law, but hardly the first time such transgressions had occurred. "Surely they understand the attack wasn't Council-sanctioned," said the Tholian ambassador, mandibles clicking anxiously. "One rogue species doesn't warrant." "You don't understand humans," interrupted Ambassador Kral of the Orion Consortium, one of the few species that had formed close alliances with Earth. "I warned this Council when you enacted the technology containment protocols against them. I warned you when you denied their petitions for increased defensive capabilities. You thought you were caging a dangerous animal. You were actually poking it with sticks. What can they possibly do?" Scoffed the Arcturian delegate. "Their fleet is substantial for their size, but they're outnumbered 100 to 1. If they attack the Vrexians, they'll be obliterated." Kral's expression darkened. "You still don't get it. When humans say, 'complete annihilation,' they don't make idle threats." The chamber's emergency alert system suddenly blared to life. The central holographic display showed a Vrexian defense station exploding into fragments. "We're receiving reports of simultaneous attacks on all major Vrexian military installations," a council aide announced, voice trembling. Hundreds of human warships have emerged from jump points throughout Vrexian space. They're bypassing civilian targets and focusing exclusively on military assets. How did they coordinate such a precise attack? DevEx demanded. Their FTL communication technology is monitored and restricted. The answer came minutes later when reports confirmed that quantum entanglement devices technology the humans had claimed was still theoretical were being used to coordinate their assault. DevEx realized the horrible truth. Earth had been lying about their technological capabilities for years. 3 days into what became known as the 7-Day War, Admiral Chen received the unconditional surrender of the Vrexian Empire. Their fleet lay in ruins, their military installations reduced to orbiting debris. Not a single human ship had been lost, their advanced shield technology and weapon systems proving vastly superior to anything the Vrexians possessed. Most significantly, not one civilian casualty had been reported. Earth had executed the most precise military operation in galactic history, systematically dismantling an empire while sparing its innocent citizens. The message to the galaxy was clear. Humanity could have annihilated them all, but chose not to. As the Galactic Council convened an emergency session to ratify a new treaty with Earth, Chen stood alone in her quarters aboard the Vengeance, the small stone from New Eden's shore clutched in her palm. "We did it, Eli," she whispered to her grandson's memory. "They'll never underestimate us again." Behind her, a communication panel chimed. It was a direct transmission from Earth's president. "The Council has accepted all our terms," the president informed her. Technology restrictions lifted, full military autonomy granted, and a permanent seat on the High Council. Chen nodded, her expression grim. "And the reparations?" "The Vrexians will rebuild New Eden as specified. The council members who blocked our defensive upgrades have resigned." Chen placed the stone carefully back in its wooden box. "It wasn't enough, Madam President. 2 million lives can never be balanced." "No," the president agreed solemnly. "But the galaxy now understands what happens when they cross a line with humanity. They pushed us, thinking we were weak because we chose peace. They've learned their lesson." As the transmission ended, Chen returned to the viewport. The stars seemed different now, no longer distant points of light, but future homes for humanity. The galaxy had crossed a line, and in doing so, had unleashed something they never anticipated, a species that could annihilate them, but chose mercy instead. That, Chen reflected, was humanity's true strength. Not the weapons they had hidden nor the technology they had disguised, but their capacity for both terrible vengeance and profound compassion. The galaxy would remember the lesson for generations to come.